This is Roy's house, and these are the conditions that we found him in, unfortunately. He'd had a fall and he was found by the police. What is evident to me from walking around the house is that Roy had obviously been a hoarder and had lived like this for many, many years. But what also strikes me about it is that he'd really tried to look after himself, but for whatever reason it just got on top of him and he couldn't cope.
Yes, well, I was on my own for 30 years. Eventually I collapsed.
Roy was referred to us from hospital after he'd had a fall. He's typical of somebody who we just can't turn away.
I was completely isolated. I never dreamt I would get so low.
What's happy about it is that now he's with us and he's being very well cared for, and hopefully the most important part for me is that we're improving his quality of life.
Just to walk forward as if you're walking with your frame, okay, but bring your hands.
It's really nice being cared for now. But I feel as if I'm on the way back. That I'm not frightened anymore.
Federation of Jewish Services is unique because it helps people across the whole of Manchester. It helps people of any age group and any background. In addition, we help the resident and we help their whole family. Laz and Rini have been married for many, many years, and Rini needed to move on site and be cared for by us. Laz didn't want to be separated from her, and he decided to come in for the initial few weeks of her stay to help her settle down. And then he found that he wanted to live here too, in the independent living unit, which was a brilliant thing for him. It means that he's near to her every day, can see her every day, and just make life a bit more bearable for her.
The first time I met Rini was at her mother's shop, when I used to supply her mother with millinery. Well, the situation now is that Rini wasn't well. She has developed this dementia, and we decided the best thing was for us to come into Heathlands for treatment, and I and my family decided that I should go in for 2 weeks to help her to settle down, which is what we did. There's a bridge that connects the two buildings where I am and where Rini is. And when I want to go and see her, I just go along to the entrance of the bridge, cross the bridge, and go into her building. I sometimes bring her up to my room, we watch telly, have a drink together, and talk and reminisce as though we're at home. It's just like old times, really. And I think she appreciates it in a way. Who's that? This establishment enables us to be together for the remaining part of our lives, which so far has been wonderful. I know that there is no light, no spark, never mind a light at the end of this tunnel. I know things can only get worse. It is a life sentence in a way. I've just got to sit and watch and be there if she needs me. It's not always easy. I didn't imagine that Rini or myself would ever need this assistance, but, well, without the Federation of Jewish Services, life would be far worse for people in our position who had nowhere to turn, and here we're able to get treatment and help for the people we love. Without that, we'd be nowhere.
We discovered that Tova had special needs and learning disabilities and behavioural problems when she was about 4 or 5. In particular with her behaviour when she was throwing chairs and biting the other children and fighting and just not paying any attention to the teacher, particularly at story time. She wasn't interested. She ran away and it was just all too much for her. Tova has an identical twin sister. She is the younger of the twins, and we realised that Tova had a behavioural issue and a learning problem when she was about 4 years old, and her sister was doing very well at school and Tova wasn't managing to keep up with the rest of the class. As a mother, I felt very upset about that, and I didn't want to believe it at the beginning.
For the morning? Yeah. I'm going to get it ready when you're sleeping. Can't find it. You can't find them? Yeah. They're not in your cupboard? Yeah. Do you want me to get them ready for you for the morning? Yeah. You want me to? Yeah.
Project Smile helps me in the way that they provide on a Sunday afternoon a playgroup nearby for Tova. She loves to go there. They do arts and crafts and they read stories and she plays with all the other children. On a Friday afternoon while I'm getting ready for Shabbos, they have another group at the Heathlands village in their new playroom, and the best thing is that for 4 hours a week I have a carer from the Fed who takes Tova out.
Project Smile provides a respite service for children and families with a special need within the community. Tova's a little girl who has seizures and learning difficulties. We go into her home a couple of evenings a week. One of our support workers take Tova out, and that gives mum time at home with her other children.
Malky woke up early on Friday. She looked at her mummy and asked, "Is it Shabbos yet?"
Project Smile is an essential service and a lifeline to many families within the community.
The Gollenbergs were a family who came in here with their mother who had terminal illness. She had cancer. They were so appreciative of what we did for their mother in the end stages of life that they donated a family room.
Well, when Rita was diagnosed with cancer, we had a look at some other places, but we did think this was a natural place for her to go.
I was very concerned when we came to Heathlands that the medical and pain relief care might not be up to standard. But when I talked to the nurses at length, I was totally relaxed that Mum should come here and this would be the place for her.
We are a general nursing unit that care for people in the end-of-life stages of care, similar to what people would recognise as hospice care.
Mum had continuing 24-hour care. Nothing was too much for the nurses. They were always there for us. You never think or believe you're ever going to need the services, help of Heathlands, the Fed. But when it came to the crunch, they were there for us.
In 2002, I was a typical bride, worrying about my wedding invitations on my guest list. We got married, I was pregnant, I had the most terrible morning sickness, and to this day, I've never seen my wedding photos. A month after getting married, the doctors diagnosed a brain tumour, and a short time after that I woke up at 6 o'clock one morning in hospital and I couldn't see anything. The consultant told me that I needed to have a 19-hour operation to remove the brain tumour because there was a very good chance that either I could die or my baby might die.
I've been working with Caroline for about 7.5 years. When I come to visit Caroline, I pick her up and we get in the car and then we decide either we'll go food shopping, card shopping, buying gifts for people, or she'll want to buy something for Emily, or she'll want to buy some food and do some cooking for herself that evening.
I'm still learning to cope with my blindness. I've never seen the pictures of my baby's scan. I've been told by people how beautiful Emily is. I never imagined that at my age I would ever have needed help from the Federation of Jewish Services. I always thought it was for the elderly.
Set aside 2 heaped tablespoons of grated cheese.
Without the Federation of Jewish Services, my life would be completely different. I would be virtually housebound. I wouldn't have as much company as I have, and probably more importantly, the confidence that they've given me has been immense.
These have been the stories of a few of the many people that we help each and every day. We do make a real difference to people's lives, and this is the way we look after each other. But the only way we can continue helping each other is by you giving us your support. We need you to give as generously as you possibly can. Please.